Good evening and welcome to the Social Edge channel, everybody. I'm your host, Philip Jortson, and our goal every week in this program is to show you how to move from a living life on the edge to living a cutting edge life. With me and joining me on the panel tonight, as they do every week, are a couple of the leaders responsible for the early momentum and success of Hubbity and Team Revolution, Fred Dudley and Ralph Labby. Thank you, gentlemen. How are you?
Well, very well, Phil. I'm glad to be here tonight.
Right on cue. Thank you, guys. And, of course, we have our special guest tonight. Now, I am going to change the format up just a little bit. As you know, we usually go to quick comments from our panel hosts, but I want to get right to our special guest. She resides in Oregon, but is now currently doing a cross-country tour. Jules Muller, who has absolutely been rocking it on the Hubbity scene here. It seems like every time, guys, that I am on the group page on Facebook, she at least maybe 3 to 4 times a week seems like always popping in there and welcoming somebody else new to Hubbity. So she's with us tonight. We're glad she is here. Jules, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you so much, Philip, Ralph, and Fred. It's wonderful to be here.
Great. How are things in Vegas? How's the family doing? Everybody having a good time?
You know, the family's having a great time. Even for kids, there are a lot of activities that you can get involved with in Las Vegas. And for me, my favorite thing is the weather. I love being warm, and so Florida and Vegas and California and Arizona, those are some of my favorite places.
It's great. And it's great that the kids have an opportunity to get out like that and see the country as you guys do. It's very unique and wonderful, and you're blessed to be able to do so. But again, we thank you for your time. I wanted to get right into this because we had a great conversation earlier today, and you kind of came to Hubbity in a different way. But first I want to talk about Chicks Connect. Tell us what that is. It's something that you started, and it kind of led you into Hubbity. Tell us about Chicks Connect.
That's right, Philip. Thank you. Chicks Connect is a mastermind support network where women join together. They support one another in growth in their personal and professional lives. They hold each other accountable, and it's pretty much built on a foundation of love, comfort, friendship, support, and fun. So we know, people do business with people they know, like, and trust, and so we really focus on building the relationships first, and then we know the business will come. And, a year ago, I had a prompting that I needed to meet these women across the country face to face. And so just within a month's time, we were able to liquidate the rest of our assets, find a motorhome, and take our boys who would have been entering public school, 6th grade, which is middle school. And instead, we hit the road, and I've just been networking all across the country with different meetup groups and Chamber of Commerce, and getting out there, providing massive value to the people I meet, and then, seeing who the leaders are in the industry that may want to launch these mastermind chapters in their own hometowns. So we have right around 35 chapters launched right now, and we're really close to launching one in Vegas, and so it's just been a lot of fun. I've met amazing men and women while on our trip, and I think we're going to continue for another couple of years.
So given that you have this network of chapters, now you were kind of on a search for something that you could find that would link everybody through a platform to speak to them and communicate. And that brought you to Hubbity. Tell us a little bit about how that happened.
That's right. Now, I've been really blessed, like you mentioned, that the universe just keeps opening up and providing opportunity. And every time I face a challenge, as long as I'm open and willing, things come right in front of me. And, it was very interesting. I'm very active on Facebook, and a woman connected with me from the UK and commented on one of my posts. And I was talking about needing to find a platform for women to meet face-to-face because I had a new chair chick in Orlando, Florida that was moving to Connecticut. She didn't want to invest in launching a local chapter, but she said, my business is global. I'm a virtual assistant. I'd love to connect with women all across the globe. How can we do that in an online fashion? So we started, exploring. Of course, anytime I have a question, I post it on Facebook to get the comments of the masses and all my friends and current network. And, Julie James commented, and she said, I think I have something for you. And she said, I'll private message you. And I didn't know her. She's in my friend group, but I didn't personally know her. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with her. And we just started going back and forth, and she shared at that time Global Hangout, now Hubbity. And I took a look at it, and at first I said no. I said, my mentors teach me to follow one course until successful, and I'm still in the growing stages of Chicks Connect. But, she said, you may want to also listen to this call. And for some reason, I was like, okay, I'll listen to the call. I shouldn't get sidetracked, but I'll listen to the call. And, Mike Demetro has a fantastic way of explaining things that just sent off, electricity in my brain that, other mentors of mine have told me, find out where the world is going and get there first. And, articles started popping up on the importance of knowing how to use a Google Hangout. And, Google purchasing YouTube and Motorola and Android. And, it's like, oh, the world is going to Google. What do you do when you want to find out something? You Google it, So I'm like, this is where the world is going. And for some reason, this woman from the UK has contacted me. I think I need to listen to her, So I said, well, I'm not just one to jump into things. I need to know who signed you up. Is there anyone here in the States that I can talk to? And this was a really important piece for me. And Julie connected me with Bo. Gave me his name and number. I called Bo, and I said, listen, Bo, I know you don't know me. I don't know you. I want to know what you know about this business. It's really important to me to do my homework before I put my name on the line. And he understood that, and we were wrapping up our conversation, and I said, I don't know Julie. Is there any reason I should be signing up with her and not you? And he said, yes, you need to sign up with her. She's the one that brought you to this business. And right there cemented the integrity that I needed to know that my upline was going to have, and that the support that I would have. And he said, I will support you here in the States. She's going to be your personal sponsor, though. And I thought, that's great. That's someone who had every opportunity to say, oh, no, just sign up with me right now, and he didn't do that. And I value that. I build my business and my relationships on trust, and people following through with what they're going to do. So I really valued that. Then I did some research on the owners of the company to see who was backing it, and that all panned out. And then I was like, well, heck, it's $99. I'm going to get this how-to manual, and boom, we started learning how to use all the tools, how to use Google Hangout. The chair chick, Jasenia in Orlando, and I got on a Hangout. We played around with all the elements and tools and recorded things, and now she's all set up, ready to meet with her group online and get those chicks connected face-to-face with the teachings of Hubbity in the Learning Lounge. So,
well, you chicks are killing it. You chicks are just killing it out there. Let me tell you, the consistency of your momentum is what I really want to dig into here, because, again, every week it's almost like it's programmed that you'll always have a minimum of 2, if not more, that you're welcoming in. What is the ingredient that you have found that brings that consistency level in your signups? What have you been doing?
Well, first of all, it's top of mind, and the fact that Google Hangouts are a really cool tool. And I was doing teleseminars and interviewing experts for our members. And when I learned how to use the technology from Hubbity on the Google Hangout, I quickly changed the platform and let my the speakers know, we're going to be doing a Hangout. If you don't know how, I need to teach you how. Well, that resulted in my last 2 speakers that I interviewed signing up for Hubbity. So it's top of mind for me. And for those that I talk to in the business arena, it's all about, you need to learn these free tools. They're available to us. How are you going to learn them? There's, the how-to book over here at Hubbity for a one-time $99, and wouldn't it be great to just pay, tell 3 people and make your money back? And so I just consistently do that. My message is still Chicks Connect, 100%. But every time I'm talking to a male, let's say, I bring up, hey, do you know how to do a Hangout? Someone just connected with me today on LinkedIn and said, I'm not sure how we know each other, but let me know how I can support you, and I'll do the same. And I said, great, do you know how to hang out? And he said, no. And I said, super, I'll teach you. And so, he and I are scheduled for a Hangout on Friday. So everything I'm doing now is from my computer, and I'm saving time on, gas and driving. Just hang out with those people that you plan to network with. Show them the technology. And if you don't know how to use it yet, get in the back end, get in the Learning Lounge, watch a few of those videos, watch them over and over and over again if you have to, and then be an expert in how to do something be the teacher that teaches others how to do that, and they'll find you of value, and they'll want to be like you, and want to sign up and be able to make their money back too and more. So, and plus I love building a team, so that's probably why the consistency.
All right, I want to wrap this up as quick as I can, but real quick, Fred, I want to toss it over to you in the event that you have a quick question for Jules.
Yeah, Jules. So after, first of all, I got to comment on the fact that I love how you basically use how you got involved in the company. You basically took a look at the program, and you saw how the program could bring value to you by being able to communicate anywhere in the world. Are you using that same strategy with most of the people that you connect with to get them involved with Hubbity? Showing them how they can use the tool, whether it's real estate, or whether it's, whatever business that they're in, Mary Kay, prepaid legal, whatever. Are you showing them exactly how, or conceptually, how Hubbity can work for them?
Yes, I am. If I've just met them in person, I'm explaining that there's a technology that they can use for free to create like a 3-minute commercial for themselves that can broadcast anywhere. And that piques their interest. Well, how do I do that? Well, let's schedule some time and I can show you how to do that. The other thing I can do, and, not everyone wants to teach everybody how to do this, and I understand that. They kind of want to set it and forget it. And that's okay, too, but make sure you have the systems in place to set it and forget it. And so here's a great example of what I did for that. I created a Facebook group, and all of you are welcome to go there if you'd like. It's called Hubbity Team Inspire. Request to join. I'll add you to that group. And anytime I talk to someone who has just an inkling of an interest, I'll ask them if I have their permission to add them to my group. And if they say yes, usually people do if you've had, piqued their interest, you can add them to the group. That group now becomes my lead population. So when I have a few extra minutes in between my work, I'll go to my group, I'll look in and see who has joined, who hasn't joined. I'll send them a quick message on Facebook and say, hey, have you jumped on a call yet? Here's the number. Of course, I always post that to the entire group, but then I'll also go individually and follow up with a personal message. They think I'm thinking about them then. And so, they'll respond, I haven't been on a call, but I really want to learn how to do these Hangouts. Okay, this is how. So I've also done interviews, and offered it up to my membership that, hey, if you want to be interviewed, for a 3-minute commercial, I'm happy to get on there. We can do the interview and then upload it. So it's such a new technology. Well, it's been around for a while, but so new to so many people that if you can just learn that one thing, you're going to have an edge on so many people as being an expert there, and they're going to want to know how to do it. And, Hubbity's just the best answer for that.
Great. That's a great insight there. You have a system that you've employed now, and it works. Ralph, over to you real quick for a question.
Yeah, the question that I have really has to do with your Chicks Connect and what you're doing with that, and also as it relates to this whole Hangout component. How are you integrating this feature, these Hangouts, into what you're doing with Chicks Connect? I mean, you mentioned the affiliates or the associates that you have. I'm not sure what term you used exactly, but how are you, as it were, bringing it to market for them in a way that it offers value to them and what you do with them through Chicks Connect?
Great. Well, one of the ways is, like I mentioned, we transferred all of our teleseminar guests from freeconferencecall.com over to a Hangout. So little by little, our chicks are watching Hangouts now instead of listening to recorded calls. And that's piquing their interest. How did she do that? How are they working that out? How can I do that too? Another thing that we're doing is having they're called the PJ Chicks. So that's the chapter that meets online because they don't have to leave their home. They can stay in their PJs. And so the PJ Chicks are, still learning how to do it. I think the biggest block for a lot of people is just the very basics of setting up a Gmail account, setting up their Google Plus page, and then, just being ready to hang out. And I created a video just like a 1, 2, 3 for one of my new Hubbity teammates who really has embraced Hubbity. I mean, amazing. He's learned the technology. He's already posting, tips a day, 1-minute tip a day on Facebook, just because he's a coach and trainer. So he has all this valuable information and quotes, and he's recording himself. He's branding himself daily on social media with this technology from what he's learned. And, he finds it fantastic. And so he, too, will then pass it on to other people. And, for those of you that are building a team and interested in building a team, make sure to support your members who are new in getting new members, too. So, if you can create a team atmosphere, then more people are willing to play on the team, I think.
That's great. That is, again, great insight. Jules, I want to thank you so much. Team Revolution is so fortunate to have leaders such as yourself with so much going on to spend some time and give us these insights. We appreciate it very much, and thank you for being on the Social Edge channel this evening with us. We're going to let you go because I know you got to get out to your show. Enjoy the time with your family, and thanks again for being with us.
And thank you. I appreciate the opportunity, and you all have a great day.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, gentlemen, I got to tell you something. Now, this is our 4th interview, and you tell me and correct me if I'm wrong, but they've hit the mark. Every week we have some very powerful leaders as well as information that is just phenomenal and priceless. Fred, what were some of the things that you heard her say that captivated you in some of her insights?
Well, Phil, I got to tell you, honestly, what I like the most about it, because, really what this whole business is about creating relationships. I mean, that's the whole key. I mean, everything that I'm doing with the churches, which has been enormously successful, I mean, I'm hitting about a 95% rate with churches that are coming on board. In fact, I'm holding a hangout tomorrow with a bishop who is so pumped up over this opportunity that, he just can't stand it. So I'm going to invite as many people as I can to the hangout to show folks what I'm doing. But it's all about relationships. And she is a master at developing relationships. I mean, this chick organization thing that she's a part of is all about mentoring, and I love that. So, she's doing all the right things. She's mentoring people. She's giving them the needs that they, the tools that they need in order to grow your business. Everybody needs something different. She's taken a concerted, a controlled management type situation to ensure that every person that comes on a team does not get left behind. And I love that about what I've heard about her say tonight.
Ralph, I noticed I took 3 things away from what she had to say. One is that she took her connection of what she currently does in Chicks Connect and tied it into Hubbity. So she brought that in immediately into what she does. I think a lot of people forget to do that, or they don't take time. They just look at the opportunity and go for it, but forget to merge it into what they currently do day in and day out. Then she took the time to investigate, do her due diligence, and ask questions. That opened up new relationships, Fred, as we came to know. And then the third thing is she actually takes these leads and she holds them by the hand. And you know how a lot of novices are when it comes to technology. They shy away from it, but she takes them by the hand and says, let me show you how to do a hangout. And she sits with them, even if it's one-on-one. Now, those are 3 things that I have yet to hear from others that do. Ralph, what are your thoughts on that? And is that similar to what you heard? And was there anything else that you thought that stood out?
Well, she had what I call a notable quotable, and it ties very much into what you were just sharing there. And she said it was something that had been shared with her from one of her mentors. And the statement was this: find out where the world is going and
get there first.
Yeah. And she put it in the context that technology has been around for a while. Well, again, we need to bear in mind it has, but it hasn't. We're still talking a window where it's less than 10 years, and how many of our children, if you put it in that frame of reference, a 10-year-old child, they're young, and so this is young technology, and yet it's developing at a very rapid pace, but the implementation of it and the ability to have it come to bear and really be effective in what you're doing, that's what I love about where she's going with this and that's why I pushed in with her a little bit, is she's trying to get there first, and bringing it into what she's doing with her Chicks Connect, and she's using it in a brilliant way by, as you indicated, Phil, taking people that she's building a relationship with, taking these newbies and just holding their hand and bring them along, showing them one little piece. These hangouts are just one little piece of what Hubbody's all about. The Hubbody really is about training across social media platforms, and so there is just a whole lot here that she is going to bring value as she moves forward in her own business with this, and she's set for the long haul. She's on her way.
She is. She's well on her way, and we are glad that she was with us tonight. Gentlemen, thank you for your comments and inquiries and interest and certainly insights as to what we've accomplished here tonight and as well over the last 4 weeks. And we're going to be back again next Tuesday night at 8:30, once again, Eastern Time. Please join us. Now, during the week, as you have questions and things come up and issues or what have you, please take your questions and type them into the following email address: thesocialedgechannel@gmail.com. That's the socialedgechannel@gmail.com, and we'll bring those forward in a show like this every week. We answer the questions, and so we're looking forward to having you participate and, again, be a part of a proactive call such as this. With that, I'm going to wrap it up tonight. Thank you to our hosts, Fred Dudley and Ralph LeBee. We appreciate you very much, and we'll see you again next week. So long, everybody.